In some blockbuster breaking news, WWE Monday Night Raw is headed to Netflix. That's right, in January of 2025, Netflix will be the exclusive home of Raw. This deal has a lot to go along with it. We have the money, we have the value, how much is WWE getting paid, all that and more in this video. So be sure to lock in, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. I'm Omer Q for Real Take Wrestling. Let's get right into it. So, WWE this morning announced the deal. Raw going to Netflix, and now CNBC has reported that the value of this deal is 10 years, $5 billion. That is a massive deal for Raw. There were questions about what would happen, where would they go. We now know they're going over to Netflix, and they're doing it for 5 big ones. So I'm just going to read a bit from the press release here. This is Nick Khan, WWE President Nick Khan, saying, in its relatively short history, Netflix has engineered a phenomenal track record of storytelling. Went on to say that we believe Netflix as one of the world's leading entertainment brands is the ideal long-term home for Raw's live, loyal, and ever-growing fan base. Of course, he's going to say the right things. This is big. We had been wondering, is Amazon the likely destination for Raw? There have been talks about FX being the place where it goes. There were talks, about it potentially staying on USA, maybe even going to TNT and throwing an insane amount of chaos into the professional wrestling universe, with AEW, of course, having their deal over there. But in a wild one, it ends up going over to Netflix. And Netflix has been someone we didn't really hear too much about in these negotiations. Like, you had heard their name brought up as if they go to streaming, that's a potential place to watch. Netflix, we know, has been wanting to get into the live streaming game for a while. They were not able to secure Thursday Night Football rights. They were not able to secure any of these big primetime rights. But this really is their first big foray into live sports. And it's not only live sports. This is live, weekly, episodic, whatever you want to call Raw, right? This is a massive deal, not only for WWE in a wrestling standpoint, but also just in general for the entertainment industry. Because now Netflix has invested $5 billion towards WWE, towards weekly content as part of this deal. And they're going to do their darndest to make sure that Raw is the most must-watch show that it can be. And I think when you have an entity like Netflix that's putting so much money, because Netflix puts money into a lot of things. They pump billions of dollars into shows that, get canceled, nobody watches. That's a big concern that people, and myself included, have had about the bubble, the almost mythical at this point bubble of streaming. But $5 billion over 10 years for a weekly show that has a history of people tuning in at that time and for that product, I'm telling you, it's a little bit different. I'd say it's a lot different than, a new show getting people's attention. I think this is Netflix saying that, we want to make sure that we have a sustainable kind of product that we're putting out and sustainable content. There's no more sustainable content, honestly, than WWE. That is just the gosh darn truth. They're on weekly, same time, and have some of the biggest stars that you could possibly have. Now, additionally, right, we have learned through the breaking of this news that not only is this a 10-year deal, not only is this going to be, change the industry, really, because now WWE has their hands in a few different pots. You have SmackDown, which is going to be on USA, and that's cable TV in the United States. You have NXT, which is going to be on the CW, which is network TV. And like that's going to be obviously give it a little bit more exposure. And then you have Raw, which is going to be in streaming. So WWE at the same time, they're going to have 3 of their weekly shows on network TV, on cable, and on streaming. They are going to be, this is like great for WWE because they're getting a shit ton of money, but they're also going to be able to really test out which one in this current state, in this current landscape of television and entertainment, which one is going to be the right one for them long term. I think because we are in a very weird place where you still have the network TV access, you still have cable, but like it's phasing out. People are cutting the cord. What's going on? And at the same time, not enough people are going over to streaming. So they're going to have a very good idea by the end of these deals about what the hell they want to do next. Another interesting tidbit that came out of the presser for this says, quote, Netflix will also become the home for all WWE shows and specials outside the U.S. as available, inclusive of Raw, WWE's other weekly shows, SmackDown, and NXT, as well as the company's premium live events. So that is interesting. And look, I mean, this is them for the international market at least. They're going all in on Netflix. Like that, obviously, like the $5 billion number when you look at this part of the deal too makes sense because Netflix is not only getting obviously the United States rights to stream Monday Night Raw every Monday night, but now you're also getting the ability to have that library, like for outside of the United States, to have that library there and on your platform. That is critical. That is crazy. That's why you do this deal. This is crazy. Like, we are living in a very interesting time. Raw is going to be on streaming. God knows what's going to happen next. January 2025, we're going to see it. Expect them to go big. Expect them to really go big to try to make this, especially this deal, be big time because they have an established partnership with USA Network, and USA, I think, trusts Raw enough. I think you're going to see WWE in the beginning, at least, similar to what they did with SmackDown on Fox. They are going to try to make this as massive a deal as possible. And I don't want to, like, undercut this. I don't want to, undersell this either. This is a landscape-shifting moment in entertainment. Like, really. Like, I think we're going to look back at this along with a Thursday Night Football deal. And, like, that is going to be, like, you know, as what we look back on as, like, the early days and what really changed the game for a lot of these streaming companies in order to break out into, hopefully, if it's good for them, hopefully break out as the mainstays of entertainment in our age. But we'll see. I want to hear from you, though. What do you guys think about this TV deal? Did WWE make the right choice? 5 years, $10 billion sounds... 10 years, $5 billion sounds pretty good to me. But I want to hear from you. What do you think about this news? If you haven't already done so, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Until next time, keep it real.